Alright, so I'm by myself here. It's alright. Don't think anybody's gonna come in here because it's a Sunday night, it's late. Hey, what's going on? I'm just taking a little break. I'm having problems with my truck. I was doing a coolant flush. I stepped on the brake and my brake exploded. Hey, what's up, Ziza? What's up, J. Cole? So I mean, right now, it looked like it was going to be an easy brake flush. I'm not brake flush, coolant flush. And next thing I know, what happens? My friggin' brake pops right by the master cylinder right there. Isn't that great? Just friggin' popped upside down. I did a coolant flush because my radiator was all gunky and mucky and disgusting looking. I had a coolant leak. I searched for it. It seems like it's the cap. I don't know. It might be a little tiny hole in the radiator. I didn't quite find anything but the cap. I cleaned the cap and it seemed like it sealed it up. But I just thought that the coolant looked pretty nasty. I haven't done a flush at all on it since I got this truck. 2002 Chevy Astrovan. I bought it. Do I ever go home? Yeah, I'm sitting in my driveway. But I bought this thing in like 2007, so it's the original coolant. So I figured it's time to do a coolant flush. Why, at home I'm not allowed to work on my stuff? Someone said, don't I ever go home? I'm not like I'm in somebody else's house working on their truck. I don't do that for a living. I only work on my own cars. Still don't really know what I'm doing. Dexcool is what I'm gonna put into it. It's a mixture of the green stuff and Dexcool and water, so it's really not like the best mixture. That was another reason why I'm doing a flush, was I wanted to get all that old crap out. I thought at first it was my water pump leaking, but I'm not getting anything out of my water pump. A lot of kits are rip-offs. No, I'm not, and nothing with a kit. I'm doing the flush I'm doing on here. I'm just putting this stuff in. I got this I'm gonna put in when I'm done. I bought a lot of this cheap stuff here for the flush. I'm gonna go 2 rounds with this radiator flush of putting it in and just letting it run for a while. It just sucks though that the brake line popped right by my master cylinder. I'm wondering if I can just swap that with some aluminum real quick so I could at least put it in the street, get my work truck in the driveway, but I should probably just leave it tonight, get a new brake line for tomorrow, pop it in there. But it was all mucky, so right now I just ran it. Once it cools off a little, I'm gonna drop all the coolant out of here. Yeah, the brakes do suck, but it's old, it's rotted. I'm hoping I didn't lose my master cylinder because it popped right next to it. I'm not sure, like I saw the lights dim a little bit first as I stepped on the brake. But then, it just popped. And like you can see it's all rotted right there. It's on the back side of that fitting right there. There's a hole. And then it sprayed itself everywhere. Yeah, we'll have to clean that up. I really don't care about that mess. That'll clean up easy. Things I do when I'm not actually doing HVAC, I try fixing my stuff. Go figure. I'm wondering though, what caused it from stepping on the brake that hole popped through the side of that? What am I driving? Some pre-made copper nickel. All right, this is a 2000 Astrovan here. I like this thing. It's pretty nice. It's quick. I beat the hell out of it. I have this, and then I have a Mercedes Sprinter that I'm in all day. Yeah, it is from the salt and the magnesium that they lay down on the streets. That stuff just eats away at everything on the bottom. So how's everybody doing tonight on this Sunday? This is what I've been up to, playing around looking for this leak. Glock 26 Gen 5 today, nice. Nice. Yeah. I mean, should I have left the old mucky antifreeze in here? I don't know. You love it? Have you... That's a gun now, right? Have you fired it much? Because you said Glock. I hope you get to go to sleep, Hidden. I hope you do, man. I've been there, done that. It's rough. When you off call? Tomorrow? 200 rounds, nice. There's nowhere around here that you could do anything like that. You gotta find a firing range somewhere. People call the cops instantly if you start doing that around here. Well, just catching up, saying hi, wondering how everybody's doing. I'm gonna now flush this radiator again. Job at 7. Yeah, I'm not on call for another 6 weeks, so. But it's not easy for me to hold this and drop all the coolant out of this radiator again. So I'm out because I want to wrap this up. It's about 10 o'clock here. Once I wrap all this up, I can then go inside, rest, relax. My wife's away right now in Europe with the little ones, so I have the house to myself. A completely random breakdown. Yeah, I'm very grateful this happened right now in my driveway. I mean, it was just strange. Like, I stepped on the brakes and I noticed that like my lights and my engine was slowing down a little. And then all of a sudden, I took the foot off. I stepped on it again. I was like, wait, why am I losing power from stepping on the brake? I mean, I don't think anything on the braking system really should be like an energy draw. And then all of a sudden, I heard a pop and my foot went all the way to the floor. I'm hoping that's just the brake line though, because I mean, that is right by the master cylinder. What created that pressure? Like, yes, I know it just could have rotted, and you're right. I am lucky because it happened in my driveway. Not like, because now I can't drive it, I can't move it. Copper nickel brake lines from pre-made, yeah. True, better than slamming somebody from behind. That would suck. That would definitely suck. My insurance would end up going up from that, so I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, I gotta be grateful that it happened right here, like both of you have said. Because I mean, I lose my brakes on a highway, can't stop. Takes a long time when you're doing like 75, 80 miles an hour to come to a stop with 0 brakes. I gotta look for a sandbank on the side and hope it slows me down and I don't roll over. Oh, you've had it happen while on a highway, side street? I mean, scariest thing I had happen while driving was my wheels separated. Good night, Hidden. I had my not my ball joint, on my tie rod. It broke, and one of the wheels broke off the suspension, was just like frigging wobbling on one side. I got lucky I wasn't going too fast. I was able to pull over real fast. Nah, I wasn't in traffic when that happened. I was going about 10 miles an hour, so I was able to luckily move right over. It was scary. It was scary when you have no control, when your whole truck just starts shaking. It's a little weird. I mean, it was hard for me to explain it to my boss, but I guess Mercedes Sprinters, that happens quite often on them, because it turned out that mine broke, and then like 3 other guys, theirs broke too right after that. So I guess it was just like a defect they had on it. But I mean, we're bouncing around, we're doing all different things. Hey man, thanks a lot, Hidden. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I gotta get this fixed. But have a good night, get some rest, man. And hopefully your on-call ends quick for you. Man, Noble, learn all you can, because this is an interesting trade. Stick, you could at least use that a little bit to slow down and stop. Here, I mean, with an automatic, I mean, I don't think it's throwing it in park. That would be crazy. That would probably be crazy. I don't know any other way to stop it. What would you do to stop an automatic with no brakes? Just hopefully coast and stop? I don't even know. Maybe low gear. That's a possibility. I mean, I never really thought about it because I never really needed to, but that works. Yeah, I mean, if equipped with ABS positioning, possible. Low gear and then e-brake. Does the e-brake work with no brake fluid? I have no idea. Let's see the temperature. You think that's too hot for me to do another flush? Or let it cool off a little bit before I drop the antifreeze back out? Because I mean, unfortunately, I do have a lot of water and antifreeze mixed on this batch. I can't leave that overnight, especially because we're going to go below freezing. So I'm going to have to get this as straight antifreeze overnight. The e-brake is on a cable line. I've never had to worry about that. And I mean, hopefully I never do have to worry about that, but you don't even know. Call off tomorrow. I can't call tomorrow. Oh, all right, so the e-brake would work. So it would just kind of break down on that. Hey, what's going on, HVAC Life with Alex? How you doing, man? I'm out here, I'm working on my truck and my brake line popped. Filling you in real fast on what I'm playing with. Yep, gotta try to... Where did I drop my main flashlight? Right here. Always fun. Yeah, it is. See, feeling around. There's that. I liked it better when I went from the top. Going from the bottom. Radiator, where's the flush? I'm gonna get coolant all over me. Blah. Okay, now I'm just gonna let that drain. I shouldn't have put the fan shroud back on. So much easier with everything out of the way here when I just went in through the top. Whew. I never really worried about a coolant flush either, but then when I was looking for this leak on this thing, it was disgusting inside the neck of the radiator. It was all slimed up and rust. They looked like a rusty, slimy crap was all over it. So I figured, you know what? Might as well just flush it. Can't have pressure here. I lost all my pressure on the bottom already. There we go. It's mostly just water, but it's still got some antifreeze in it. Now for overnight, I'm gonna put 100% straight antifreeze in it. I know it's an HVAC channel and I'm doing auto stuff, but hey, I work on everything. I don't know why. If I have anything that's broken, I just like to work on it. Like the brake line, I probably should have somebody do it, but it's just running aluminum brakes. It's just running an aluminum brake line. I mean, I was thinking about just running. YouTube helping me so much in school. It should be helping you. Yeah. We do what we have to do. And I mean, HVAC, auto, all these different trades, they're intermingling into each other. Put some refrigerant line flusher in it. I don't know, RX11 flush kit. Think that'll help clean out my coolant system? But as I was saying, like all the different like HVAC, auto, plumbing, we're all working on machines that are very similar. Yeah. Wife is away though right now, so I gotta find things to keep me busy and going. I mean, wife is gone in Europe with the little one, so I don't know what to do inside the house by myself. That's why I'm out here working. Alternator, yeah. I was thinking I was doing the water pump today. Alternator on this one is pretty easy because it's right here up top. Water pump isn't too bad either. Stainless line. That's not a bad idea. I mean, I should probably replace all the lines while I'm doing this because they don't look too good on the bottom. That magnesium and salt they're using is eating away at these lines. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I want to clean up on here. Nitrogen it after flush. You know what, with the nitrogen, I'm actually looking to get a cap. I bought this cap because my other cap, water pumps suck. Yeah, I bought a new cap, but I don't need it for my radiator. So because I'm not sure exactly where my leak is in my coolant system, I think it's the cap, I don't know. I could spin. The water pump is fine though, it works. I thought that's where my leak was. The weep hole is dry, everything's dry around it. But that's why I want to take a cap and I want to attach like an air stem onto it and pressurize my coolant system. It should make the antifreeze bubble out of wherever the leak is to help me try to find it. In case it's not the cap. I got to find a way though, because I mean the plastic one that came with the Chevy is fine. So the metal one I just picked up at AutoZone is $5. I mean, there's got to be a way I could drill it, tap it, put a pressure stem, and pump it up to about 28 pounds of pressure. I don't want to go over 30. And hopefully at that point, when I get it that high, hopefully wherever that coolant leak is, it starts coming out, like bubbling out with the antifreeze and the air mix. Hopefully that works. No more than 10? Really? But I thought 15 pounds is the regular operating pressure on here. Radiator 15 pounds, and I thought 30 pounds was the max. All right. I mean, now I'm always wondering, is this like an expansion tank? Because you got the overflow that goes in there, so when you get too much pressure or anything like that, it goes into that. Is that kind of working like an expansion tank on a boiler? That's what I really want to know, because like the coolant system on here, it's almost like a boiler. You got to burp it. You let it run with the cap off, and a thermostat opens up. You got to let the air out, and you fill it up again a little more. But is like the coolant tank, is that kind of like an expansion tank? You got room for your expansion as your pressure goes up and down. That's how I'm trying to picture it, because to me, it's just like a boiler. I'm moving water around. I got my pump, which is my water pump. It's circulating the coolant through the system. My baseboards, I guess, are my heater core. I don't know. That's like my furnace up there. And the rest of it's just keeping my engine going, keeping it cool. So in between the cylinder head and the intake manifold of my truck. Ooh. Yeah. I'm hoping I'm not leaking anywhere inside there. I mean, this thing doesn't get driven as much. That's what I was gonna do, was on the metal cap I just picked up. Yeah. Well, let's see, how is this coolant coming out? Is it slowing down? I mean, for flushing, I think this cheap crap from Harbor Freight's fine just for the flush, and then I go with the Dex Cool, which GM recommends. Who thinks that's a bad? The cap has a blow off at 12. It says 15 on the cap though, and I don't know what this new one's saying. Let's see, the new one, it's a CarQuest one. Doesn't say, open slowly. It's got a 16 in the middle. The other cap though says 15, but so it is an expansion tank and a reservoir, because that's exactly how I'm picturing that thing. I know Chevys suck, but you know what, dude? They don't make these little vans. Keep it under 15, okay, because then it'll leak over. So if I overfill it too, that could also cause it to leak, because then my pressure goes too high. Most caps is 16, so the new cap I picked up, that's 16 in the middle, that's 16 pounds of pressure. Because, like I said, I play with my cars. I don't work on anybody else's. All cars suck if it's not a Chevy. Yeah, dude, the new Transits suck my company's picked up. We picked up a bunch of them, and we've had a lot of problems with those. Yeah, we've had a lot of problems with the Transits. But I mean, I don't know if you could see, let's see the cap, all that like gunky crap on the side walls. At the intake manifold, I'll look there. 401R in there, yeah. I was also told to put some RX11 flush through that too to clean it all out. Because, I mean, it is disgusting in there. And, I mean, if this looks like it, that means the rest of the radiator probably looks like that. But, I mean, it is what it is. I know people hate Chevy, people hate Ford, people hate whatever. But, I mean, this one's mine, my personal little vehicle. The Mercedes is nice that I drive all day at work, but, I mean, that's going to be flushed out. You should pour some acid in there. What kind of acid should I dump in there? Exactly. Things break, I fix it. I mean, I got a Honda Civic. I mean, I just fixed the battery on that, but I got to do the water pump, timing belt on it. It's up to 130,000 miles on it, so it's time. I got it because the transmission blew from an ex-girlfriend. I mean, I got that maybe 6 or 7 years ago. It's been a great little car, but now it's time to do the timing belt. So since I'm doing that, I'm going to do the water pump too. Then I got brakes to do on a Toyota. Nitric acid. Yeah. But, I mean, all in all, I'm going to go back. I'm going to continue on this because it looks like this is pretty much coming to a stop. Unfortunately, I can't drive it on this flush, but I want to get this in there and actually have just all antifreeze, no water in there, just a 50-50 mix. So this way overnight I could leave without worrying about anything freezing. Because a lot of what just came out is water. I know I probably shouldn't be putting straight hot water into it to flush it, but I was trying to just put straight hot water with a little bit of coolant. Yeah, well, it was the initial, after I dumped it, I filled it with water and a little coolant, and I let it run for I'm going to say probably a half hour. Coolant dye. That's not a bad idea, but I'm not a fan of dye. What could I say? Never been a fan of dye. I hate getting dye in my hoses. I just don't like using dye. I mean, I don't know many people that do. I know some guys, they swear up and down on finding refrigerant leaks with dye and all different kind of leaks with dye. But I just don't like it. I mean, I want to find the bubbles. That's why I'm thinking about making a pressure with the new cap here. I'm thinking about putting a tap on it, so this way I could put some pressure. Because that's all. I know Freon is different, but that's all this coolant system is. I mean, you add some air pressure to it, and it should bubble right up. Make a flush now that you could drive on 1 to 2 days. Well, this flush you can drive with. You just add it to it. You can drive around with it for a while and then dump it. So careful, lower gear. Yeah, a little bit of soap. Yeah, I should put a little bit of soap in there. I mean, it's just coming to a slow drip. I mean, I should probably clean out the reservoir too, but the reservoir is pretty clean. I actually want to order a new one because from taking it on and off so many times, it's getting all dry rotted here. So I'm thinking about just looking online somewhere and buying a new reservoir and washer fluid tank. Yeah. Oh, time to put sugar in the junker. Yeah. You know, this thing could be a junker, but why junk it? They don't make these no more. And it's got a lot more balls than my Mercedes Sprinter, so my Mercedes Sprinter's slow compared to this little thing. And I can move little things around really easily with it. But I'm out. Till next time. My heater probably is still full. How old is it? It's a 2002. I should probably disconnect the heater core lines and just flush a hose through it. I should remove the thermostat, actually, for my flush. Instead of waiting for it to get warm and then for it to click open and move everything, I should just remove the thermostat and let it be hollow. See, Makita, that's why I said I was wanting to get that pressure tester. I thought I was going to find it. See, last night I was looking for this leak, and then Ted did his anti-DIY, did his tool giveaway. I sat down inside, started watching that, and I didn't want to come back out in the cold. Once I go inside to the warm, I never want to come back out. So, I mean, that's the worst thing I could do is sit down inside for a little while. But I'm going to close up that valve on the bottom, refill this with some antifreeze now, and put in the little flush, run it for a little while, probably push this thing out into the street, move my work van into the driveway because I can't keep commercial vehicles in the street overnight here. So I'm out. Later.